Winning Time, Season 2, Episode 3, The Second Coming. Magic and Jerry are watching the finals as Bird, Red Auerbach and Company just won the 1981 NBA Finals.
Puffin' stogies like I did at the Ohio State-Michigan game last year.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's not the segment that we're going for right now.
Just saying.
But
rivalry. It's related.
Not really.
Pretty much. I mean, two of the greatest rivalries in sports.
Okay.
Lakers, Celtics, Michigan, Ohio State. I get to be fans of both. Just living it up. Well, I ever thought maybe that's why I'm like I've been involved in very not involved, but like my teams have been involved in very like historic rivalries. Maybe that's why I'm more nostalgic to championship era stuff and not more so making your money is winning in the NBA, you know, that kind of shit.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, man. Bengals 49ers, Bengals Browns, Bengals Steelers. Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, Lakers, Celtics,
Bengals, Rams,
Lakers, Kings, which we don't even acknowledge that one. But boy, when I was first paying attention to basketball, that shit was heated.
Well, Lakers, Kings wasn't even the finals.
It was.
It was a crazy. Series,
let me be clear to Vladdy and everybody down in Sacramento. It is not to be acknowledged as an official rivalry. You don't get that respect. But it was a crazy time for sure back there in the early 2000s. Anyways, back to this iteration of the Lakers.
We flash back to 1974 in French Lick, Indiana. Bird is driving his station wagon with his Indiana U gear in the back. He comes to see his dad, who isn't living in the best of conditions, and Bird lets him know that he's dropping out, which upsets his father because he was hoping Bird would make the best of his situation.
Ouch.
Yeah, and it gets worse. Definitively worse.
Mm-hmm.
We flash forward to Magic Johnson's camp, and the kids are absolutely roasting Bro over his loss in the playoffs and praising Larry Bird. Turns out it's all in Magic's head. Coop lets Magic know about his extension and how much he got paid, and how he got paid 10 times as much.
See, this is what maybe, and this is part of the dramatization of it all, but like at that point, that shit makes me extremely happy. Like I don't get stressed about it. I don't get like antsy or mad about it. There's no world where Michael Cooper, the Minister of Defense, is more important to that team than Magic Johnson. So if you just gave my mans all that money, I know I'm getting paid. I know I am. Now, the thing that probably kind of accelerated it was the timeline. He already has 5 years left on his deal, and he's like, well, shit, I need a little bit more than that. Like, I need to, that same value that you put on Coop, go ahead. What's confusing to me, though, is that this was Buss's idea.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, we're going to pay our guys more than anybody else in the league. Okay, well, what did you think you're going to have to pay for your top guy? Like all of a sudden now we clutching pearls. I thought you wanted to pay the most for your players. Well, there's a sliding scale for that. And I don't think every player on the roster from spot 1 to 14 was making the same amount at any point of it being a professional sport. So I really don't know where the kind of friction came from, but maybe it gets explained a little bit more in the latter parts of the episode.
Yeah. I mean, you're also talking about Magic's rookie contract. So
yeah, sure, but I mean, ain't too many rookies going ahead and win Finals MVP, you know. So
fair enough. Jerry Buss is wondering what happened in the playoffs, and he's asking Paul Westhead. Bro thinks he needs more authority, and then we cut to Jerry West, who believes Westhead had too much authority, using the Thompson trade as an example. Jerry asks Pat Riley, and Bro doesn't really know what to say, but he mentions that the team has Westhead's respect, which will come back and bite him in the ass later on. Norm thinks it's all Magic's fault. Speaking of Magic, he apparently wants that Coop extension, but the Lakers have a lot to consider in giving him one.
Yeah, so with Westhead, man, it is just very interesting to see this man kind of unravel and talk his way out of the best job in the NBA. Yeah. It is maddening. Like, fam, why do you need to be liked so much? Just drive the damn bus. Just drive.
Yeah.
No, nobody actually, says anything to the bus driver, but we appreciate them. Just drive the bus. You know what we hate? When the bus driver pulls the fucking bus over to preach. That's what we hate, Paul. That's what we hate.
Yeah, but he's jealous of what McKinney's got in Indiana and the fact that he didn't win Coach of the Year because of it.
Then go coach in Indiana. Right? 25, 30 some odd years from now, there'll be a team in Oklahoma City just right for you, Paul. Go ahead. Live it up.
Yeah.
You're in Los Angeles, man. You are in the mecca of entertainment on the planet at the time.
Yeah.
Right? We talking Rams, Lakers, close proximity to Vegas, Hollywood, movie stars, USC.
Maybe that's also getting to him.
Like, dog, you are at the pinnacle and you're the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got the job. Just do the thing. But it's everything else. It's the aesthetics. Oh, people talk to Pat. People run things by Pat. Even though you have veto power on a trade, why would you ever give a damn who's having conversations about what when ultimately it all comes down to you anyways?
Yeah.
How are you this insecure? Like, this is micro-peen energy. And it like keeps coming up too, like over and over and over. It's like, Jesus, this guy really just, before he talks, he crosses his legs and clutches.
Maybe he also thinks that, maybe he's getting a little bit of imposter syndrome, considering he won a championship, but before that he was coach of LaSalle or some other small,
some college. But
yeah,
fam, you're here.
Yeah.
And you so busy trying to talk your way into it as opposed to just doing it.
Yeah. Jeannie is going to use Monopoly Night to persuade Jerry to spend more money on Martina Navratilova. However, when she gets there, there's mad bitches at the table. Honey out here stealing people's pieces that they use in Monopoly, and Jerry's just oblivious to the shit like Jeannie's cool with it. Jeannie is overwhelmed after trying to pitch for Martina, but there are two things that I find interesting about this scene. One, everybody else has somebody and she doesn't, which is what I think they wanted to highlight, but like subtly. Two, do the buses have a bartender that just works full time at their crib? Because I've heard of a personal chef. I've heard of a maid. I've heard of a personal
bartender.
I've heard of a butler,
nuts.
But a bartender is crazy.
Like, pour my drink, boy. like my goddamn cupbearer. It's a little nuts, but they got the money to do it for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. We flash back to Bird playing ball in 1975, and apparently his pops has unalived himself, which, obviously is because he thinks that what's going on with his son isn't going how he likes it, and he's got really nothing else going on for him in his life. Supposedly, I think that's what they're trying to give us.
I guess people really love their Hoosier basketball.
I think they did at one point, so.
No, that's still OD.
Yeah, no, quite a bit so. Jerry is simping for Honey hard and has tricked on her so much that he's bought mad flowers for this romantic scene. Honey tells Jerry to not hurt her, and I feel like that's going to be some kind of foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah, he's going to fuck her over. Once this nostalgia run runs off and he finds something else to, pay attention to fill the void of the loss with his mom, then she's just going to go back to wherever the hell she was at before. And I think she kind of realizes it, but like, damn, it's so good while you're here. You just got to enjoy it,
Yeah, no, for sure. Magic is talking to Cookie about his Laker dilemma. Magic compares the situation with the Lakers to a situation with Cookie and explains that all he has to do is work a little harder to get both of them to love him. That's such a Magic way of looking at it.
Yeah.
That is such a Magic Johnson way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess it works at least for one of those things.
Cookie counseling him to run away from the Lakers is nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. Yeah. That sounds a lot like hater advice. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
Jerry West and Paul Westhead are arguing about personnel changes, and Jerry invites Pat in, and Pat is upset that he wasn't invited to the meeting. Paul Westhead is sending people to scout without informing the organization, or Pat for that matter. Speaking of which, he's hiring Bro as his second assistant, which Pat is completely baffled by. Which I guess the league is now accepting multiple assistants, which is a thing in the NBA now. So
you got like 7 of them niggas.
Yeah. But Pat was completely upset by this.
Well, I mean, because he's pushing Pat out.
Yeah.
Because he needs to measure his micropene versus someone. Yeah. And so since, Pat probably outweighs him in that department, he has to push Pat out, and find someone who's even more subservient. Like, that's what's crazy is that, like, Pat has this like rules of power thing going on right now. He understands that he's a better basketball mind. He understands he has a better relationship with the players. Hell, he was a former player himself, a former champion. So it's not as if he doesn't understand that he outclasses Paul Westhead in basketball in just about every way except for position. It is just that Paul has afforded him the opportunity to showcase what he knows in basketball. And if he ever does get to be a head coach, it will be because of Paul Westhead to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. Plus, I think he's Paul's friend. I think they were in the trenches together. I think, like, Pat Riley was a goddamn radio. He was a TV guy. He's a broadcaster. Mm-hmm. So the fact that them two together were able to even do what they did meant something to Pat. Yeah. It seems like that wasn't as important to Paul Westhead as everybody knowing that he was the guy who did it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? Even to the point that now, oh well, you got to go out there and make sure everybody knows that I'm the big guy. Okay, well, no, go eat one. Big guy.
Yikes. We flash back to 1976 French Lick. Bird's still hooping on boys, which doesn't say much because of the competition. But there's a scout watching Bird play. Bill Hodges from Indiana State University. Bro is throwing out his finest pitch based off of Bird running from his gift, and he convinces Bro to show up to a practice. Bird immediately asks for the ball, and amongst being scolded for using profanity, Bro tells him that he's ready to go in his flannel, jeans, and boots.
Refuse to believe that he kept the flannel on. The boots and the jeans, I believe. Refuse to believe he kept on the flannel. There's just no reason to. Got it flying up off of you. Ain't no way. He took that one off and hooped in the t-shirt for sure.
But Bro goes on and absolutely destroys the team for 43 points in his Timbs.
Yikes.
Crazy. Jeannie seemingly signs Martina on, and Johnny Bus storms in upset that Jeannie traded his girlfriend away. Bro gets all pissy.
My girlfriend? I was in love. Like, damn, your rich ass can't see her ever again? Like,
that's a little much.
Fam, you can go wherever you want at any time. Yeah. You ain't got no obligations. Just go see her.
Yeah.
It was definitely not that serious.
Bro gets all pissy and claims that she's just trying to do what she can to get a pat on the back from her dad, which will never work because she will never be her dad's favorite son.
Facts are facts. Yeah, facts are facts. Ouch.
Mitch Kupchak is asking for nearly just as much money as Kareem, and Bill comes in to let Westhead know that Bus is willing to go up to $800K.
Mitch Kupchak being in the same price bracket as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at any point in time, even in the twilight of Kareem's career, is dirty diaper work. That it is upset stomach, baby diarrhea work. That is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Mitch. Hey man, shout out to the former Lakers GM, but holy. Woo, he had an agent, boy. He said, but dude said it too. He said, hey man, people will pay a lot of money for the next great white hope. Any white boy who showed a little bit of promise to be able to hoop at a plus level at that time was getting bread.
That's factual. That is factual. Turns out Bus had coach Dean Smith from UNC vouch for Kupchak, so this has nothing to do with Westhead vouching for him. Bill mentions that they need to give someone to DC for compensation and that they thought Chones, but Pat raised hell about it. Westhead lies about talking to Pat about the situation and confirms wanting to cut Chones. Chones goes the fuck off, as he should, because he had no idea this was coming, and Westhead is in hiding. Adrian Brody, gives a great performance as Riley in this scene with Westhead, as Westhead tries to tell Bro to stay in his lane and everything will be good. I thought Adrian Brody did pretty well in that scene.
Sure. No, Jason Segel's doing a good job too.
That's true.
He's doing a good job too. It's just, obviously we're not feeling the Paul Westhead character at the very moment. And again, all of this is dramatized, right? And I'm sure this is not painting Westhead in the best light. But I mean, what happened. Mm-hmm. Pat Riley was the guy to go win the rest of those rings. So,
which I'm assuming we'll see within the next episode, probably. Mm-hmm. We flash back again to Bird in 1979 having a meeting with Red Auerbach. Red drafted Bro with the assumption that he'd play with the Celtics, which was contingent on Bird winning the championship, but he lost to Magic, so now he wants to stay and play for another championship with Indiana State. Bird wants incentives added onto his rookie contract, and Red ain't playing that shit. The actor playing Red is a dog too. Had me convinced that Bird was a Celtic. Because I was like, damn.
That's Michael Chiklis.
That is Michael Chiklis.
Michael Chiklis, yeah.
He has gray hair. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Maybe it's the hair, yeah. You've always seen Michael Chiklis bald for sure. I mean, he's just balding.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get how the hard-working, blue-collar, roll-up-your-sleeves kind of mentality applies from Indiana to Boston. I get that. Minus the whole playing basketball with the black guys from the restaurant during your lunch break thing, because that shit ain't happening in Boston.
Sure. Absolutely.
But, everything else, I guess I get it.
Fair enough. Magic is discussing his position with the Lakers with Jerry Buss, and Jerry puts it plainly, I'm going to commit to you for a lifetime, but you got to keep my organization running smoothly, unlike that bullshit with Norm. Bro offers 25 years for $25 million, and bro immediately runs to Cookie to let her know. He thinks he's about to get her to come to L.A., but she don't want nothing to do with that lifestyle.
She's getting a little bit comfortable with this situation that she got going on. You up there twiddling your toes, talking on the phone to Magic Johnson at night, then talking about my man Virgil. Your man Virgil ain't here. Your man Virgil he's supposed to be around while you over here twirling the goddamn rotary phone cord talking to Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
She get a little bit too comfortable. And then also, like, very presumptuous. Like, okay, yeah, no, we not together. We not together. But if we was together, I definitely wouldn't come to LA. Girl, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? So let me just run this back. If you were to leave this guy who's clearly a placeholder for Magic in the time that he's in LA right now, right? If you were to leave him for Magic Johnson would have to give up the $25 million that was just offered to him to lead the Lakers franchise for the next 25 years. So that actually in real life included playing time and after, right? All of that just dead it and come, who would Isaiah and the boys at the Pistons. Because that's where Cookie feels better. She's a Lansing girl. Well, Lansing girl, I think you just going to have to sit on the vine in Lansing then.
Yikes.
I think you just going to have to do that because that's outrageous. Now, if you was heading up a fucking hospital in Lansing, if you were running a school, if you were running for mayor, if you had a couple kids in Lansing, if you had anything other than your family and your feelings that you were a Lansing girl that connected you there that would entice Magic Johnson to possibly give up the best opportunity of any sports athlete at that time.
Yeah.
What?
Just any commitment.
Just a little bit presumptuous there. Oh, but by the way, it ain't gonna happen because Virgil and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Cookie, you gonna have to get off my line. You running on my phone bill.
Jerry invites Norm over, and Norm's excited for a little one-on-one time with Dr. Buss. They're talking about how they never did anything one-on-one. Oh, and Magic is here too, by the way. Norm is looking nervous as hell. Jerry is trying to get Norm to admit the things that he said about Magic, and he's very hesitant to do so. Jerry basically lets him know that he can get down or lay down. Norm explains that he's going to get down, and Magic says he thinks Norm should stop eating all his melon, which is code for, yeah, nigga, you better get in line with this shit. Huge slice of humble pie for Norm.
Hey, man, I don't know if you've ever watched a dog get fixed, but we just seen one on Winning Time.
Yeah.
No, Dr. Buss, I don't want to go nowhere. I love LA. I don't want to leave. Norm, you are great, man. We could trade you to any team, really. Like, any team. Like, Cleveland. And they love to have you. Is that what you want, Norm? Because we just want you to be happy. No, Dr. Buss, please. No, Buss, please. I love the Magic. I love Magic. I like Magic cards. I like Magic tricks. I like Siegfried and Roy. Everything Magic. Woo.
Damn.
David Copperfield.
It wasn't a thing yet.
Me love the Magic.
Yikes. Yikes. All right, 1981 in French Lick. Bird with his Celtics gear comes back to his pop's crib after winning the finals, and he puts a newspaper article about him winning in a scrapbook and looks at the article of Magic beating him in the college championship. And that's where we end the episode. Let's
get to it. Let's get to the Bird Magic rivalry. Let's see Isaiah let's see some of this stuff that's coming up still this season.
Coaching.
Pat Riley coaching, yeah. They gave us a nice little sneak peek at the end of the episode to kind of tell us what to expect coming up. So,
yeah. Yep.
We shall see, man. Very interesting so far. Let us know what you thought. Put your comments in the prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back every week. We'll have a new episode of Winning Time reviewed for you.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our Winning Time playlist, where we have the last couple of episodes of Winning Time as well as the first season. So make sure you check out all of our reviews and make sure you subscribe for more. We'll be doing this every week.